Hey, Javier. Am I doing Havana today? It looks like it. Oh no, I've been gaining so much weight. I tell you, I'm gonna be, I gotta look a little plump. Hey, Kaz. Oh boy. What I've got here, I've got. I'm finally uh, getting things summer ready. I got this strap, and I was hoping it wasn't um, a NATO strap because it didn't say NATO on it. So I thought, it's not a NATO strap. But it's looking like a NATO strap to me. So it's a NATO strap. Because what I wanted was not for this watch. This watch is another story. But what I wanted was one that you just put on like a regular strap, and this was not advertised uh, as a NATO strap for whatever reason. These straps um, are pretty good because each one of them comes with a little. Now let me put them over here. You can see it better. Each one of them comes with a spring bar tool. So I got like spring bar tools out the yin yang. Plus, it comes with a little velvet case. They have pretty cool little things. Hey Hans, how you doing? I'm very well. I hope you are too. No new cases of COVID in Guernsey for 30 days, and now no known cases. Boy, that is great to hear. That is really great. Here where we live, apparently, I was looking at some national statistics, and our county is just really high, and I didn't realize it. Um, I was very surprised to see it. Now, it could be in the part of the county we live in, things are pretty good. And they're opening up on Monday. So we're still everyone's being careful. I've got my mask and everything. I only wear it when I have to. But for the most time, we've been hanging around the house. So that's really great. Oh yeah, I know it's a NATO junior. They just didn't say so. Yeah, it's a NATO. Okay. I didn't want a NATO, but the price was right, so I got it anyway. Uh, hey, you're not late. You guys are early. That's right. It's totally my fault. I was, I don't know. No matter what browser I use or what I do, something different happens every time. YouTube is, so maybe in about 8 minutes at 4 o'clock, if anyone got the message, is saying, "Well, you guys started early." So yeah, that's true. I have a whole bunch of neat stuff that I got, and I wanted to talk about it. Hey, Bruce. Yeah, we're early. Just to keep our airport and harbor now, but we cannot do that forever. Yeah, that's true. This whole pandemic is it's really bad, and something new to all of us, I guess. Some people think I was around World War One, but I wasn't. There was another one that I read about. There was some kind of flu pandemic, and a whole bunch of people died. I didn't even I mean, like in the '60s or something like that. Didn't know about it. Hey, Chip Gage, how you doing? Um, you started early. I'm sorry, I really am. I hit the wrong button. The button that says "Go Live." I mean, I'm not sure how I did that because I think they changed names of buttons on me when I wasn't looking, and so the button that I usually hit, which it says "Done," didn't say "Done" this time. It said "Go Live." So I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, though, we have this is our penultimate uh, pallet fork sort of streaming. we'll go back to, normally our normal one was on Saturday about this time. So I think that's probably a good time. People at work and people doing this and doing that. There's lots of stuff to keep people busy, I know. So, oh, hi, Randy Allen. Good news. You won't have to monitor the channel for dirty words now because there is a new executive order stopping social media outlets from doing that. Something about the First Amendment. God. There's freedom of speech, okay? There's also freedom of interaction. And anything that interrupts that interaction or demeans it or reduces it, people have freedom against that too. And so if you want to talk nasty, there are lots of places to do that. It's not that it's not the case that, I'm trying to be a goody two shoes. It's just not very good interaction, I don't think. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Bill, this was great. Okay, a lot of channels became such crap in the last couple of months. I'm glad you kept going. Yeah. Oh, we got something good today. I think you guys are going to like it. I'm going to wait until 4, though, and we can just sort of chit-chat for now. But I wanted to wait till 4 because I think I really found something that was interesting. Hi, Fike. It's pronounced Filky. Hey, Filky, how you doing, man? Thank you very much for that, too, for letting me know. Hi, Orange Chan. Afternoon, folks. No one's... Okay. Yes, I got everything. What are you guys, do you have a summer watch? Do any of you have summer watches? Hi, Blake. What do you consider a summer watch? I've got a tin lid here that I put alcohol in, and I put 4 screws that go into my what's it called? One of my watches. Oh, what is it? Raymond Weil, into my Raymond Weil. And then I was showing everybody earlier the strap that I got for it. And I thought I got one of those straps that, you simply, like a regular strap. Do I have a regular watch around here? No, I don't. I don't have a watch with just plain vanilla straps. Oh, yeah, I do. Here's one. Sort of. Okay. Yeah, these are just plain straps. You just pop them, like that. And I thought that's what I was getting, 2 straps, and then I'd put them together. But it's a NATO strap. The thing I don't like about NATO straps is that when you slip them under the spring bars, they put a lot of stress on the spring bars. I suppose one of the purposes of the NATO strap is so that it will slip under the watch, under the part of the watch like this, and so you have some protection against a sweaty wrist. And so what the NATO strap will do is sort of keep that off. But I don't know. Sometimes it bumps it up a little. But this looks like a pretty good summer strap, and so I'll use it for my Raymond Weil and put it back to work. Give my long-suffering Seiko 5 a break. And also, too, I not screwed on the. I took the top off. I took the top off my Raymond Weil. I forgot why, but I thought it was a good idea at the time, and so it's been sitting there all during the pandemic. And so I thought, well, I alcoholed up all the screws, and I'll clean them up with a little brush. I've got some brushes here. My brush. I don't know how I'm going to brush those screws. They're so little. If I held on to the screw with the tweezers and went like that, my luck, I'll knock them out and they will then go hide and I'll never see them again. But this is a brush I've had for a while. I really haven't had much use for. I do like the blower, just sort of, pop. You give it a little poof, poof, poof like that. And now that I have my sticky ball, I can put the top back on without scratching it up anymore. I should wear my Pelagos. I never wear it. I should put it on the rubber strap. Yeah, that's it's sort of getting to be the rubber strap weather. This is the irony of it. My Raymond Weil, when I first got it, I thought that was my fancy watch. It came with a rubber strap. I had no idea. I just thought they were being cheap, but it was for sort of active wear. I didn't realize that. So anyway, so I went out and bought a gator strap for it and thought I was wearing a fancy watch for a while. Hey, Mark. Good afternoon. Oh, there was a successful launch. Oh, it went off early. Oh, that's good to hear. Oh, gee whiz. Thanks for letting me know that. I guess I'll watch it on the 6 o'clock news. I'd much rather watch it than just about everything else on the news. We got one good thing going on, and that's a rocket to the space station. They are docking with the space station in like 19 hours. Wow, man, what a long ride that is. I get impatient on driving down to New Haven and taking Metro North into New York City, which is about a 3-hour trip. But 19 hours, what are you going to do? If you're watching this video, guys, hello. Hi, Andreas. Oh, I just put on a cooler hat. We've had this hot, humid weather the last few days. I've been trying to cool off. Hi, Radon. Oh, you guys got to see the launch. Nuts. Oh well, I'll watch the video of it later on. They will get an 8-hour sleep period, apparently. Oh, that's good. Hi, Donald. It's good to hear. Okay, 4 o'clock. We can get started. Let me put this away before I lose it. Okay, what I wanted to talk about today was I've been looking for, like trying to find the source of the Nile or the elephant's graveyard, trying to find out about this movement that they have for the for this Roger Dubuis, okay? And what I was trying to figure out was, what's going on here with this thing? Because for a long time, I've always wanted to have Roger Dubuis. But the problem was that when they first started, they were using Lamania and some other ETA things, I think. Now they were worked over by Roger Dubuis to the point where they were pretty much Roger Dubuis and not ETA. But still, I wanted something that was all his from the get-go. And so I finally found one. It was called the, help me out, Mark, if I get it wrong, I always do, the RD14, all right? And it turns out that the RD14 is a simple 3-hand, center hour in minutes and small seconds is 6 o'clock, all right? Very common arrangement. So, okay, so that was fine. So if I got one with that movement, I would be able to have a genuine Roger Dubuis plus something that I could afford, because his stuff is like super expensive. And so that was the plan. And the the problem was there was absolutely no information, nothing about the details of it, except I found a couple places, and some of you guys helped out. I know that Mark and Donald and Dominic did, and some other guys, and so they sent me some stuff. And then there was this thing. Let me read this to you. Now, this was a review of another Roger Dubuis watch called the Mono something or other. It's a really cool watch, but it wasn't. It was about the movement. Now, this is what this guy said. By the way, too, in terms of information, knowing something about the person doing the talking is important, because some guys they don't have very good information. All right, so this is what he said that I found out. I was looking around for trying to find RD114. Okay, now he's talking about a different watch with a different movement, or at least a different movement name. He says this. He said the RD821 is a very nice movement to observe thanks to its pretty architecture and its both discreet and refined finishing. Okay, so far so good. Unfortunately, in order to offer the most adjusted retail price, some concessions about the used materials had to be made. Wonder what that's going to be. And I can feel it when I carefully look at the winding rotor that even if we forget its material, is decorated in a way that does not give justice to it. This, I think, was translated from something else. Anyway, so it's a little awkward in places. The comparison with a gold center rotor movement like the RD14 can be almost cruel. I thought, whoa. It's a pity because the movement as a whole is a very high quality one. So this is what happened. This is what I found out. And this is why they don't talk about it too much. This is the original rotor on the RD14. And apparently sometime later, and I know that when they did it, I think it was around 2011. This was after it was purchased by Richemont and well after Roger Dubuis had left. Okay, so he had nothing to do with this movement except it was the movement that had been the RD14, and now it's called the RD821. Okay. Yeah, RD821. So I go looking for the RD821, and there it is, big as life, right at the Roger Dubuis site. And it's in Wikipedia and every place else. So I was wondering, why did they hide that? I mean, why was it such a secret? Well, it's a secret because the guys didn't want people to know that they took this really nice movement and this gorgeous solid gold rotor with the engraving around here, and then do this to it. I mean, basically, they put a hunk of metal of some sort there, and they very little finishing on it. I mean, there's finishing the whole thing. In fact, even with this rotor and whatever other things they put in there for reasons of economy, they don't want to say anything about it. But this is essentially the one that they have there. If we switch the rotor, and God knows what else they changed too, but they didn't change the movement. They just changed anything that was some bean counter told them was too expensive. All right. But still, they have this thing was so well done. And like the guy said, he said the thing that's a shame about it, it's such a beautiful movement. And then they take off one of the most intriguing parts of it. Now, how much are they going to say on having gold versus steel? They'll save some, but this is like, these watches, if you go to their site, there's something like, $40,000, $50,000, and they're going to save a few pennies. Anyway, so now, if anybody asks, if you're thinking of getting any of the watches by Roger Dubuis, find one that they haven't sort of, I don't want to use the term dumbed down, but they've made it more uh, economically feasible, and they wanted to lower the price on it. Well, I mean, you can lower the price, but you got to be careful what you lower it with. So, problem is solved. If you want to find out about all of the nice things that are in an RD14, you just say RD821. If you need it, if you need a part or anything else, you got it right here, except for the rotor. So take good care of your rotor if you get one of these things. Okay, so that's, I think, the nature of doing watch research is to find these little clues that tell you more. God knows it's going to be more than the manufacturer is going to tell you. So that was sort of the fun part. To me, the most fun part is finding these things out and learning about them. So that was sort of fun. Okay, let's see what else is going on. I think I just found an amazing deal on Beauvais split second. Oh, wow. That is an amazing deal. Split second. Okay, that's a rattrapant. That's one thing I think I can actually pronounce correctly. Everybody say rattrapant. Sounds cool too. Rattrapant. All right, let's see. Hey, Truth Fears Guilty. How you doing? Okay, the Roger Dubuis Monesquieu chronograph with the RD680 is amazing. Yeah. Oh God, there's so many amazing watches this guy has. He about 3 years ago, in 2017, Roger Dubuis died. He was, I don't know, in his 80s or something like that. But I had been working on a video on his watches, and then he died. And 3 days later, out came my video. It was one of those things that wasn't planned as a memorial or anything like that. That was what happened. And so after that happened, I've been feeling guilty about it. Like, gee Liz, if I had only come out earlier, he may have felt better about it because I liked his watches so much. But I think the big problem that a lot of us have, perhaps all of us to some extent, is finding these, world-class watchmakers and finding something we can afford. But in order to do that, sometimes you got to do a lot of research. And maybe the reason I think I like Roger Dubuis so much is that his story behind it is so interesting. His partner Diaz, there was, I sort of like, if I can filter out anything that he may have monkeyed with, that I'd want to do. But I think the design of the sympathy with the little pillow points on it that everyone, ooh, that's awful. Yeah, okay. He didn't want to do things like everyone else. 14 years at Patek Philippe, the one thing that he brought from there, beside a whole raft of experience and talent, was the fact that he felt if you're going to do a watch right, you have to have the Geneva seal on it. And at the time, I think he left the company in like 2005 or 2006, that he had created with Diaz, I don't know, in the late 90s sometime. I'm not sure when they did exactly. But after he left, and then in 2008, it was, they had planned in 2007 for a takeover by Richemont. But he had already been gone for a couple of years by then. And it was in 2008 that Richemont took over. And I think one of the things that happened is that they were looking for ways to basically cut down on the price. And the way it's sort of like, for this level of horology, you're charging a whole lot of money, and you're saving, sort of penny wise and pound foolish. And I think, but what do I know? I wouldn't want to run one of those companies for love or money. It's crazy. Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Hey, howdy from Texas. How you doing? The story of the movie was for Caribbean, but it was filmed. Okay. The sympathy looks amazing. The sympathy case is misunderstood. People who just can't appreciate finer things. That's true. I mean, it's like people get all upset. Oh, that's an awful case. There was one that I forgot who has it. I think Rick has one. And so Rick had the thing up there, and somebody was, typical kind of trollish talk is that a lot of times when people do that, they might as well put a name around their neck saying, I'm really stupid and narrow, because they're looking at something that doesn't look like a Timex, and they don't know what to do. It's the same way with a lot of people, like on the sub-dials, they'll clip a number or something, and you're like, oh my God, they clipped the number. That's awful. I don't know. That sort of the little pointy pillow like that he has on there. What he wanted to do, and this is important, after working at Patek Philippe for 14 years, he went out, he opened his own shop, and he was doing restorations and things. All of the great watchmakers exactly do the same thing at some point. So he does all of this stuff, and I guess he and the woman that became his wife were having dinner someplace, and his waiter, this was Diaz, comes up with all of this stuff he wants to make a watch company. So, I don't know. And so, here's Roger Dubuis saying, okay, it sounds like a good idea. So off they go. I mean, it was like, the going down the yellow brick road with the lion and the woodsman and and Dorothy. That was the sense that I got out of it. And then this company, rose up, and I was looking at, they've got this huge building in Geneva. Of course, it's Geneva because he's got the Geneva seal. So his watches are fabulous. So this is the thing. I didn't realize how good they really were. But they are. But you have to know what you're getting. Some of the calibers are like, they're worked over Lamanias or something like that, like the RD57 is, but it's still really cool watch. So, okay, so what's up with you guys? Lots of people in this hobby are box wine and hot dogs people. Oh, God. Box wine. Well, I'm a hot dog person. I don't know about box wine, though. Oh, man. Oh. Let's see. Yes. He had it done in a thing that NS something is talking about is the observatory in Besançon in France. They have an observatory there, and they had the quality of watches going through their process was higher than the COSC. I mean, that thing is really neat. I learned a lot about that because that was where at one time the El Leroys were made. When I had my El Leroy, I was trying to find out everything about it. This is when I finally was calling the people in the corporate offices. I think they told the receptionist, if this guy calls, I'll tell him we're not in, because they were lying to me, and I knew it, and they kept coming up with all these excuses. And so I started looking into Besançon, and the history of it was really interesting. God knows what they're doing now. It's a shame too. There are a few watches. There was who was it? I forgot. Anyway, someone had he had I think it was a chronograph, and that chronograph by El Lara won the first men's watch prize in 2001 for the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève. And they had another one they entered and they entered it into the jewelry contest. Oh my God, the jewelry contest! They had this thing from Vacheron Constantin that looked like a king's ransom. This big, what is it called? Cara, I think. This great big beautiful hunk of jewelry with a watch in it. And then they had theirs, which had an ETA 7001 in it, but it had a lot of gold around it. Anyway, that was what I ended up with and eventually traded it. Okay, with indices for every tick, just like a chronograph. Okay, hot dogs. Okay, Dominic. Hey, Dominic, I'm a hot dog guy too. Hey, we had my favorite hot dogs. They've been out of for a while. Right now, none of us. The whole meat processing. These poor guys are going in there and they all come down with COVID-19 and they all don't come back. It's really just terrible. Can you check in your friend who has the Fusée and chain movement? Donald, you're right. I haven't talked to him in a while. I've been, yeah, I'll do that. That's, I had forgotten all about that. You're right. Oh, I did hear from, hang on a second. Let me see if I heard any more from her. I did get a thing from Maria Harboring, and she says, okay, let's see. No. Anyway, I expect to hear from her again. She just said, these aren't going to be cheap like ETA movements. I said, well, that's not what we were expecting. We were trying to get the best movement we could, and along with a case and so on and so forth. Now, we'll see what happens. We have options now. We have the most expensive option is Rolf Lang, and for that amount of money to have a movement that good, a handmade movement. And he wants. I said he didn't want to sell us one with the rumium or whatever that stuff. He said it turned black and doesn't like it. But it would require a pretty big case, and that was something that people were worried about. And then we have the UWD 33.2, which will be available in October. Still, I have no idea what. Oh man, if we got the Agenhor, that'd be great. And then make one with a retrograde minutes with a jumping hour. That would be so much fun to have. Okay, all right. Let's see what's going on. Underachieving watch collector TGV made a vid saying he needs to get a job. Doing what? No. Good luck. I think he's gotten a bad rap. I really do. Okay, TGV. Somehow he gets called a rat by Archie, and that stuck. And I don't know why, but of course he's got a huge number of followers and stuff. But I don't know why people are so down on the guy. He gets up there and so do I. And I don't know what he's doing that gets people so upset. But anyway, so I don't know why he needs a job either. Didn't he make some kind of deal with Watchbox? Not sure. Oh, no. Look like David Attenborough in Jurassic Park. No, well, at least you didn't say like one of the dinosaurs, but the age may fit. Hey, Tomas, how you doing? Oh boy. Oh, come on. Uh, Ruthenium Black. That's the one, Mark. Thank you. You know, I tell you, a lot of us had that watch by Ralph Lang. That was very nice. I think Watchbox didn't renew his contract. I don't know. You know, Fed was with them for a while too. Yeah, it was okay, Mark. It was all right. Thank you. Okay, he was fired on hired fired on hired on a 1 year term. Okay, and AC3 are the same exact person, different sides of the same coin. You know, it's okay. Let's see what else is going on. I look extra familiar as opposed to the mundane familiar. Uh, okay. All right. Okay, Junior Johnson. Who is Hugo? These are all people I don't know. Oh, okay. So Tim didn't want to work with him. Is that what happened? I still have one Matchbox car. Hey, that's good. Now, we used to have these things called Dinky toys. They were great. These metal ones, they were cool. Um, yeah, that this is man. I tell you, we have so many options. I think though that Lang wanted at least 5 people, and I don't know. Uh, let's see. A volcano. What are you guys? I need a super secret volcano volcano layer. Okay. All right. You guys, they didn't get along. All right. Oh, he had a dinosaur named Hugo. I didn't know that. I don't have any. Well, I just got watch parts, and I have a NATO strap that wasn't meant to be I didn't think was a NATO strap. Okay. Um, Speaking of overweight, man, I tell you, I've been putting on tonnage during this whole thing because I usually like to get a lot of movement. Yeah, I am getting ready for summer. That's exactly right. Um, I was hoping we're going to have something near a normal summer because in the spring was spectacular. I mean, we've got all these cherries growing on our cherry tree and apples growing on the apple tree and pears on the pear tree, and you know everything is really looking no pollution, no air pollution, and so all of the bugs that make things work seem to be in pretty good shape. And all things are slowly beginning to creep up. We saw a police car going down the street today rather fast. The place we live, if a police car or fire truck, it's something we were running out of the house and go look at it. We have a daughter who lives in New York. He said early on in the pandemic, all they heard was sirens all the time. Just ambulance sirens is going continuously. If we hear one, then it's news on our street. Yeah, post pallet part weight loss club. Yeah, I know. I'm going to be heading as soon as they lift the lift the veil. I'm heading back to Weight Watchers, man. I better either that or join a boot camp and beat it off me. Okay, let's see. Kiwis are cute. Hey, are you talking about the fruit or New Zealanders? Okay, I live in South Minneapolis. It's been crazy here. Oh man, that's really that whole thing is really sad. Just uh that is sad. Really, just about for everybody. And what truth fears are you talking about, Mark? The last time Mark was 61 was in 1961. Oh boy. Ah, okay, doke. Oh, looking forward to the UFC fight tonight. All right. Hey, pseudoscientist. I'd bet $1 it was faked. Yeah. Uh, okay, let's see. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's 4:30. We've gone over from the accidental starting time. God knows what the recording is going to look like. Um, I hope the right one comes up. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so tomorrow we're going to have our last two uh, pandemic palette fork streams, and we'll go back to our regular. I think our regular stream. I'm going to change it a little. I'll have one Saturday morning for the folks out in Asia and other places where this is not a good time, and then I'll have it at 4 o'clock again. Okay, and we can do that once a week. Got all of this other stuff. All right. Okay, guys. Hasta mañana, and everyone stay safe. They're worried about the stuff is starting to go up again, so be careful.